Got a little haircut since the last time I saw you. That's how long we've been working on this course to make it the best possible. So we hope you are enjoying it. Let us know if there's any way we can make it even better. So let's dive into some video equipment. This is a question I get all the time. What camera to use? What microphone to use? What lighting to use? At the end of the day, use what you can, invest with money that you have, because you can make great videos on any budget. If you go to Video School Online, my website, and search for video equipment or equipment in the search bar on the blog, I have a number of articles that will walk through different setups that I use, microphones that you should use, getting started with green screen, all kinds of stuff that will help you out. We'll also be linking to some of the best articles in this course in one of the follow-up lessons. But there are a few that I definitely recommend. One is my favorite equipment for online course creation. You might not be an online course creator, but the equipment will be the same for really anyone that wants to start making videos online. I walk through 3 different setups. One is the DIY webcam setup. I'm using a webcam right now for this lesson. The second is a professional talking head setup. That's with a DSLR camera. Those are the videos that you've seen, like I think last video was with the DSLR. You see that quality difference, really nice. And then lastly is the screencast tutorial setup. So if you just want to do screencasts, if you're doing webinars, this is perfect for you. Another one is Phil Ebner's video production setup for webcam and DSLR users. Very similar, but what I have is sort of a diagram of how I set things up. I've got my computer laid out. I got where my lights are, where the microphone is, where my window is in the office. And then I also change it up, showing you how I set it up with a DSLR camera. So that's another article you might want. And then lastly, my DIY video studio desk for online instructors. Again, this could be for anyone who wants to do video as a digital marketer. I even have a video that you can watch that walks you through it. And then I have this nice little graphic that shows the equipment that I use plus some other options. So I'm going to walk you through this, and then I want to talk about, and I'll show you some other equipment that I suggest. But basically what you need is a camera, a microphone, and probably lighting, because it's going to take your video quality to the next level. Starting at the top of this though, video lighting doesn't have to be expensive or confusing. I use, and I'm using right now, paper lanterns. You can get a pack of like 10 of them on Amazon for like $15. I use the big, I think they're 14-inch diameter, so they're really big. And the reason why I like paper lanterns is that you put a fluorescent light bulb in it, and it really casts the light softly, so it spreads out the light. Better than getting like a little LED panel or another type of light where it's harsh and that's not going to look good on your face. I use this nice filtered light from the paper lanterns, and I really like it. So that's my lighting setup. And then next you got your video camera. I'm using a Logitech C920. You could use the internal webcam of your computer to get started, but this is one of the better and affordable HD webcams out there. For audio, right now I am using my Heil PR40 studio microphone. This is a little bit more expensive, so there are other options I'm going to go over in just a minute. And it's connected to the computer through a recording device called the Zoom H4n. That's the cheaper model. I'm actually using a Zoom H6n right now because my H4n broke after many, many years of using it, but the H4n is great. And of course I talk about my desk. It's a stand-up desk or a sit-stand desk, so I can crank it up and crank it down so I can sit and stand. And sometimes when I'm making videos, I have a lot more energy when I'm standing up. And while I'm recording this class, I'm standing up. So I like standing up during recording. Here's the equipment that I was talking about, the Logitech C920. $60. You can get started for $60 if you have a computer and you want to record directly into that computer. The other microphone option I was recommending is the Blue Yeti. Blue is the brand. And this is one of the higher end USB microphones. Makes it super easy. You don't need that extra recorder. It plugs right into your computer and you can record with it. Great. There's an even cheaper option from Blue called the Blue Snowball. That's what I got started out with, and that's less than $50. If you do want to move to the next level setup, I highly recommend the Canon 80D. It's a great DSLR camera. You're going to be able to shoot high quality video. It has a flip out screen so that you can watch yourself while you're filming to make sure your framing is right. And it has great autofocus, so you don't need someone else manning the camera, making sure you're in focus. It's going to make sure that you are in focus. The camera that I've been using is actually the Canon 70D, which is the model that's one step lower than the 80D. It's another affordable option, but now the 80D is probably about the same price that I paid for my 70D, and so I would definitely consider this camera. A quick word of advice about DSLR cameras. There are probably now hundreds of DSLR cameras. Anything between the $400 and $1,000 price range will do an amazing job. If you go higher than that, there are some things that might make your video a little bit better. Things like a better sensor that lets in more light or allows you to shoot in darker locations. There are also mirrorless cameras, which are similar to DSLRs. You've got Sony that has come onto the market with great mirrorless cameras. Fuji, Panasonic, those also make great cameras. Nikon also makes great cameras. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what DSLR camera you get. If you're spending over $400 or $500, you're going to get a great camera. You're going to be able to do a lot of stuff with it. No, you're not going to make the next Lord of the Rings, but that's okay because we don't need to as digital marketers. We're making content for a small video screen on a computer or mobile device, and any of these cameras, even your smartphone, can do that. In terms of audio, having a separate microphone is crucial though. So whatever camera you get, I want you to get a separate microphone. I have the Rode NTG3, which is a shotgun microphone, which is great because I can point it at my face, point it towards me. It's not in frame of the camera, kind of like this studio mic is, and I put this studio mic in camera frame so it gets the best quality as possible. But the shotgun microphones, you can put them out of frame. There's a lesson coming up about where you place microphones and all kinds of stuff like that. So we're going to dive a little bit more into equipment and that kind of thing too. But the Rode NTG2 is a great option, less than $300. I have the NTG3. It's about twice the price, but of course, just invest with what you have now. And as you make more money with your business, you can invest in better equipment later on. With that microphone and a DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera, or if you're using your computer to record video, you're going to need to record through a separate recording device like the Zoom H4n that I'm showing here, $200. So for around $1,000, you can get a super duper high quality setup that will allow you to make amazing videos. For less than $200, you can get started with a Logitech C920 and the Blue Yeti. And if I was you, I would start with that. If you have questions about specific equipment, please let me know. You can post it in the Q&A discussion tab, and I'd be happy to help out. But remember, it's not about the equipment, it's about you as the storyteller and the marketer that's going to make your videos amazing.